Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. Today, we're diving into a stack of fresh tech news that impacts everything from, your overflowing inbox to maybe how you replace your laptop, plus cutting-edge AI, the never-ending phone camera wars, and even some big shakeups in the tech industry's legal world. Get ready for some surprising facts and maybe a few aha moments that'll make you feel super informed.
It really is a packed rundown today. It shows just how quickly the tech landscape is evolving, doesn't it? We're going to try and cut through the noise, figure out what's truly important in these updates, and explore why they genuinely matter to you.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with something I think almost everyone can relate to. Inbox chaos. I mean, if your Gmail is just drowning in subscription emails, endless shopping deals, newsletters you kind of remember signing up for, notification after notification, you are definitely not alone. Seriously, I have spent way too long hunting for those tiny unsubscribe links. It feels like a digital treasure hunt with, no treasure. But here's where it gets interesting. Google has rolled out a new subscription management tool in Gmail. Sounds like a total game changer. Instead of that hunt, you now get this central hub.
That's spot on. And this tool, it isn't just about deleting emails, right? It's about reclaiming your attention span, reducing that digital clutter cognitive load, which is just a growing challenge for all of us. It lets you see all your recurring senders in one place. And what's really smart is they're sorted by frequency. So you can literally spot the worst offenders, the ones emailing you daily or multiple times a week, right at the top.
Well, that's useful.
Yeah, and accessing it is pretty simple. You just look for managed subscriptions in your Gmail menu, desktop or mobile. And from there, unsubscribing is just 2 clicks. It's a huge leap forward for inbox sanity, honestly.
I can already imagine how much easier that makes things day to day, especially if you're juggling dozens of newsletters like I am. And if you still want to keep some, but maybe organize them better.
Right.
There's a pro tip. Open one of their emails, click the 3 dots, and pick filter messages like this. Then you can set them to auto-archive, mark as read, delete, or even apply labels like newsletter.
That's a good one.
Plus, if you're trying to find those really old ones that might not show up, just type unsubscribe into the search box. Great backup trick.
It really is all about giving you more agency over your digital inflow. Super important for, digital well-being these days.
Right. Speaking of things ending, let's talk Apple's product lifecycle. If you're holding on to a second-gen Apple Watch, well, your device has officially hit the obsolete list.
Yeah, this can be a bit confusing with Apple's name, so let's break it down. The Apple Watch Series 1 and the Series 2 are both technically second-gen. And yes, they've now joined that list of products Apple won't repair anymore because, simply put, they've run out of parts.
More parts.
Exactly. Apple has these 2 categories, vintage and obsolete. Vintage means parts might still be around for a bit, maybe limited repairs. But obsolete, that means no more official repairs from Apple or authorized providers. Done.
Okay.
What's kind of interesting, maybe frustrating for some, is the Series 4 is also on the obsolete list now, even though it's newer than the 1 and 2.
Really? Why is that?
It just shows that part availability isn't strictly chronological. It depends on component supply chains and things like that. The main takeaway is Apple's clear distinction. It shows how their life cycle dictates repairability and kind of pushes users towards upgrades once parts are gone.
So if you've got one of those second-gen models or even a Series 4, it's probably time to start thinking about an upgrade. Unless you're okay with third-party repair options, maybe. All right, we've talked managing digital life, managing devices. Let's shift to how tech is pushing boundaries, starting with that big question. Can an iPad really replace a MacBook? For ages, the answer is mostly no. But the latest iPadOS 26, it might be changing that tune for a lot of folks.
This new OS, it's the secret sauce making a real difference. What's insightful is how Apple's finally blurring those lines between their Pro tablet and traditional laptops. It really challenges you to rethink your main work device. iPadOS 26 brings in a new windowing system. You get familiar controls, close, minimize, resize, just like on macOS.
Not like prop your windows.
Exactly. And you get an expose feature, too, showing all your open windows at once. Makes multitasking way more intuitive. And what's really fascinating is the macOS menu bar integration and how the cursor becomes a proper arrow, not that old circle.
I hated that circle.
Right. This gives you much better precision. Feels way more like a desktop. Plus, the updated Files app helps with organization, though, some people, like the reviewer we saw, still lean heavily on cloud apps.
Okay, the experience sounds much smoother, definitely. Especially with touch and the Magic Keyboard. But there's still that price barrier, isn't there? An iPad Pro, yeah, the keyboard, the pencil,
Hmm.
it can easily cost more than a MacBook Air.
It absolutely can. It really boils down to what you prioritize.
Uh-huh.
Do you need that direct touch input, the tablet flexibility for creative stuff, or mobile tasks? While the reviewer still preferred a traditional laptop overall, they did say they wouldn't completely rule out using an iPad for work now. That's a pretty big shift in feeling compared to older iPad OS versions. Shows how far it's come.
Definitely a step closer. Okay, from productivity, let's talk communication. Another cool AI feature gaining steam, real-time translation during calls. iOS 26 is bringing live translation to iPhones, going head-to-head with Samsung's Galaxy AI Live Translate.
It's a really fascinating face-off. Galaxy AI currently supports, 25 plus languages,
Mhm.
so it has a big lead there compared to iOS 26's initial 4.
Which were Spanish, Portuguese, German, and French, right?
Exactly. So on language count, Galaxy AI wins. But, and this is crucial, it's about the experience.
Oh.
iOS 26 seems to offer a much more natural conversation flow.
Mhm.
It translates aloud after just a couple of sentences, and it subtly softens the original caller's audio. It feels almost like a seamless interpreter is right there with you.
Oh, that sounds better.
Galaxy AI, while it's accurate, often waits for the caller to completely finish speaking before it translates. That can create some awkward pauses,
Yeah.
disrupts the rhythm,
Yeah, I can see that being clunky.
and a quirky detail. You can't scroll through the transcript on Galaxy AI during the call, but you can on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Small thing, but useful for checking back.
So it's a trade-off then. More languages with Samsung, or maybe a smoother, more intuitive flow with Apple. Interesting choice, depending on your needs. Speaking of comparisons, let's get into the ultimate mobile battle, phone cameras. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max. They did a massive 200-photo shootout.
Yeah, and this comparison really shows just how subjective cameras can be. Both phones take excellent photos, obviously, but they process images quite differently. The iPhone often gave brighter images, more intense, kind of livelier colors. Like its 48-megapixel ultra-wide was brighter than the Fold 7's 12-megapixel one.
Okay, brighter, more vivid.
The Z Fold 7, meanwhile, tended towards more natural, sometimes flatter color tones, which some people prefer. Interestingly, its optical 3x zoom, better than the iPhone's cropped main camera at that level.
Sold wins at 3x.
But then at native 5x zoom, the iPhone's output was noticeably sharper, so iPhone takes the 5x.
Right, trade-offs again. What about low light?
In low light, the Z Fold 7's photo was actually preferred in the comparison. Even though the iPhone's longer exposure made it shot brighter, it sometimes over-sharpened things. And for max resolution shots, the Fold 7's 200-megapixel sensor. It captured way more detail when you zoomed in compared to the iPhone's 48-megapixel. Really useful if you plan to edit or crop later.
So the overall verdict kind of leaned towards the iPhone 16 Pro Max for general output and maybe better value, despite being high-end itself. But the Z Fold 7 really holds its own, especially if you're drawn to that foldable design. It's clear both are fantastic, just depends on your style.
Exactly. Personal preference plays a huge role.
Okay, let's broaden the view a bit. AI again. Imagine bringing extinct animals back to life for a documentary. Using AI. Sounds like sci-fi, but apparently it's not anymore.
Yeah.
This is where it gets really interesting.
It's truly astonishing, yeah. There's this AI video generator, Minimax O2 from Hailuo. It's showing incredible capabilities. Rivals even Google's VO3 in physics simulation and visual realism, creating these stunning scenes from just simple text prompts.
How does that even work?
Well, the process involves generating a story idea, then using another AI, maybe something like Grok 4, to craft really detailed prompts. Prompts tailored to Minimax's strengths, things like realistic fur movement, object collisions, even specific camera controls.
Wow.
This makes it way more efficient. Fewer bad generations, faster, cheaper content creation. The reviewer even used AI Grok 4 and 11 lamps for sound effects, music, and voiceover, then assembled it all in CapCut.
That shows how AI isn't just for chat anymore. It's becoming a powerful tool for actual creative content, resurrecting woolly mammoths on screen. It hints at a future where maybe historical footage or imaginative concepts can be visualized with crazy realism.
Absolutely. Opens up huge possibilities for education, entertainment, maybe even challenges our idea of what's real in media.
Mind-blowing stuff. Okay, shifting gears.
Yeah.
How we connect. The next Wi-Fi era is coming Wi-Fi 8, and it's taking a bit of a surprising turn. It's not all about raw speed this time. It's more about a rock-solid connection.
Exactly. Qualcomm is basically defining Wi-Fi 8, calling it ultra-high reliability, or UHR. The main focus is consistent, low latency, almost lossless connectivity. especially in crowded places or when you're moving around.
So what does that mean practically?
Specific benefits they're targeting.
Yeah.
At least 25% higher throughput in tricky signal spots. 25% lower latency, crucially, at the 95th percentile, so it helps in demanding situations, Trumpsy, and 25% fewer dropped packets, especially noticeable when moving between access points in a mesh network.
That sounds genuinely useful for everyday stuff and amazing for gamers, I bet.
Definitely. Hugely beneficial for everyday users tired of glitches, and absolutely critical for gamers where every millisecond counts. Expect Wi-Fi 8 around 2028.
It's a subtle shift, isn't it? Moving from just chasing speed numbers to ensuring reliable performance. I think we can all appreciate that. No more dropped calls.
Right, or laggy games mid-match.
Okay, let's touch on social media quickly. Instagram made a change. You now need 1,000 followers to go live. That's got to be a blow for smaller creators trying to build an audience.
It definitely mirrors a trend we're seeing, kind of tiering access to features. Instagram's reasoning is to improve the overall live consumption experience, presumably code for reducing low-quality streams.
How does that compare to other platforms?
Well, TikTok has varying requirements, often less than 1,000. Facebook usually needs 100-plus followers and an account older than 60 days. YouTube, just 50 followers. And Twitch is still the easiest 0 followers needed to start streaming.
So Instagram's making it a bit tougher for newcomers compared to some others. Raises questions about accessibility.
It does.
On the flip side, though, YouTube is testing a feature letting creators directly tag collaborators in videos. Makes it easier for viewers to find and follow everyone involved. Seems like a smart move, mirroring tools on TikTok and Instagram. Acknowledges that collaborative vibe.
Yeah, catching up on that front. Good for creators.
Okay, finally, we have to mention some big news from the Department of Justice. Could have ripple effects across tech. Some serious upheaval in the DOJ's Antitrust division.
Yes, what's really fascinating here is that 2 high-ranking antitrust deputies were fired, apparently due to internal disagreements over a big merger settlement. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and Juniper Networks.
Internal turmoil.
That's the report. And there are concerns swirling about potential political influence overriding the division's usual objections in that case. Remember, the DOJ is handling huge ongoing cases against giants like Apple and Google for alleged monopolies.
Right, those are massive.
So this situation raises really important questions. Can antitrust enforcement stay independent if politics get involved? As one expert put it, it creates an image that everything is subject to a political fix. That can erode trust in the agency's professional judgment.
Yeah, that's not good. It's a stark reminder, isn't it? Even the biggest tech companies operate in this complex legal and political world, and these decisions can genuinely shape the future of competition, maybe even innovation. Makes you wonder, right? If the playing field isn't seen as level, what kind of tech might we miss out on down the line?
It's a critical question.
Well, that was quite the journey through the latest in tech today. From cleaning out digital clutter all the way to the future of Wi-Fi and the shifting sands of tech policy.
It's just so clear that technology keeps evolving at this blistering pace. It brings new conveniences, sure, but also new challenges, constantly redefining how we interact with the digital world.
So as you think about your next phone upgrade, or maybe just tackling that inbox tomorrow morning, remember the tech world is always brewing something new. And sometimes the biggest changes are the subtle ones, but they really do impact us every single day. Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.